Well, I'm glad that you're still with us as we continue on with Friday's edition and the discussions of the morning. Now, our business update is going to be having an overview of the public financial management, and also in that regard, we're going to be looking to the second Public Finance Management Annual Conference and what solutions it promises Uganda's financing sector, public and private altogether. I am Priscilla Regina Naloga. Welcome once again. Now, to give you the backbone of it, the term public financial management commonly describes elements of an annual budget cycle, which typically centers around one, budget formulation, and then two, budget execution. It also has an element of accounting and reporting, as well as external security and auditing. Now, a general consensus exists around the objectives of such a system. Multiple authors have actually framed the public finance management system around achieving the objectives of aggregate discipline, including allocation and operational efficiency. Now, the maintenance of aggregate fiscal discipline remains a first objective of a public finance management system and deals with the interaction between the two variables, being revenue as well as expenditure. Now, the second annual conference on public financing management systems is before us, and we're going to be joined and have this discussion with an educator and a director in that direction with the ICPAU Institute. And so Mr. John Bosco Ntagaare joins us once again.
Thank you.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
Yes. So I was hoping that you'd come with a piece of cake offering for me from the graduation ceremony you had recently, but how did that go?
The graduation ceremony went very well.
Yeah.
The graduates and the parents and guardians were all excited, and it ended in good time at midday to give the graduates time to go and celebrate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because every milestone must be celebrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Later on, we'll look into another milestone that the Institute is achieving. But focusing on the public finance management system, for us in Uganda, what are the present elements that surround it, especially as far as revenue and expenditure are concerned?
Public finance management begins with budgeting, because the accountants are involved in budgeting. Then there is the budgeting execution, budgeting and budgetary control, the people who manage the budget. Then you must keep the records and account for the resources given to you. And once that has been done, somebody will come and check whether the audit will be done and confirm whether there was value to the people who are receiving the service. That's why we are having the theme public finance management for enhanced service delivery. Is there value in what we are giving the citizens? Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the second Public Finance Management Annual Conference. When we reflect back on the last one, what was the theme of the last one, and how has it transformed the management system by far?
Yeah, the first one, we had the first one last year. It was public finance management for strengthening public finance management for service delivery. That was last year. It was held in April at the Imperial Resort Beach Hotel NTV. Of course, we discussed a number of issues which came up. For instance, we looked at the public accounts committees, how they are operating in Parliament and how they can perform better. We looked at the integrated financial management system, how government is using international public sector accounting standards, and that we discussed last year, how it is valuation of assets in government. We looked at the importance of external audits. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And have you realized any fruits bared since then?
You know, this is an ongoing journey. We just started last year. And we raise awareness amongst our members and other stakeholders. And we must create ourselves as a country. Public finance management in this country has improved substantially. Years ago, you would find the Auditor General auditing books of 4 or 5 years back. But now, once a year has ended, 3 months after the year has ended, the Accountant General has prepared his books and they are ready for the Auditor General to audit. To me, those are very giant steps we have taken as a country.
All right.
And You clearly see the only problem we have is that when the reports go to Parliament, the same period they are discussing the reports is the same period they are budgeting. There is still there is something we need to figure out in that respect.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. In respect of how the systems should run. So last year's was focusing on strengthening the public finance system. This year's is focusing on the beneficiary of the system, and that is the public, and so making sure that they get enhanced service delivery. How does that work? How will that work through the discussions that you have, organized for the conference?
We've lined up a number of topics. For that, for instance, we have the integrated financial management systems as a flagship for accountability and transparency. Transparency in a way that people should know what resources have come. For instance, now, you know that when the resources go to the districts, they are even pinned up on the notes board. That is accountability, that is transparency. We shall also look at stakeholder involvement and public accountability in municipal local governments. How are the stakeholders involved? Do they receive accountability? Then we shall also look at forensic audits, where resources have been allocated. Probably there are doubts about the service delivery. There will be forensic audits conducted. So how are they conducted? How should people prepare for them? What are the ingredients? Then we shall also get feedback from the Office of the Auditor General. What does he see when he goes into auditing these ministries, departments, and agencies? So that when he goes back the next time, those weaknesses which he has observed are probably addressed. We shall also look at asset utilization. We have Uganda Prison Service. We know they have a lot of land. They have a lot of industries. We want them to come and tell us, how do they do it? How come we see there is a lot of progress with Uganda Prison Service? And then, of course, we shall look at work balance and the personal business, climate change. Then we shall also look at taxes, managing taxes in the public sector. Yeah.
Okay.
So that will be the menu for our second Public Finance Management Conference.
All right. Yeah. So I know that not that everyone who wears a suit and a tie is going to be at this event. So who are you targeting to be at this conference?
We are targeting the accountants. We are targeting the auditors. We are targeting
both public and private.
Yes. But largely public, those are in the public sector. But of course, there are auditors in the private sector who are interested. Then we are also targeting the accounting officers, the chief administrative officers, the permanent secretaries. We are targeting the politicians, they are political leaders who are involved in service delivery. So they are all, and in the academia, they are all invited to participate in this conference. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Ntagaare. Now, begs the question, at what cost will these people be attending it? And
it is quite affordable.
How long is it going to be running, and from what time will it be running?
It will run from Tuesday 19th. It will open in the afternoon with a keynote address. And
the keynote address will be coming from?
Will be given by Professor Vincent Bagire of Makerere University Business School. Then we shall run through to Friday, up to lunchtime, so that people can have a weekend. It is a flexible conference. Those who can afford will be attending physically. You can attend physically and have take the hotels which have been organized by the institute, or you can attend physically and be a non-resident. You can attend virtually and receive a kit which we shall be giving. You can also attend without a kit and just get knowledge and go away. Okay. So those who will be attending without a kit, it will range from 600,000 to about 2.7 million shillings, depending on the option you choose. Yeah. Okay.
All right. And then they also want to find out, in regards to more information, if they want to contact you for more information, how can they get in touch?
We shall be on social media. We are on X. We are also on LinkedIn. Our website will be updated. So, and of course we shall have journalists covering the event. I think we are also on YouTube. So people should be able to access that information of what has transpired.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last question I have is in regards to the fact that the people or the entities to whom you want to focus on through the theme for this year doesn't sound to be present in that room, and that is the public directly. So is there consideration for that?
The public, because the people who serve them will be there. These are the accountants, the auditors, the political leaders, and want them to focus on providing enhanced service delivery to the citizens. And of course the public will receive information through the media, through our social media channels.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Ntagaare, closing remarks and call to action?
I'm appealing to the people out there, in the public, the accountants, the auditors, the politicians, the people who are interested in public finance management to enroll for this conference. We are closing the registration this afternoon so that we can now focus on making arrangements for the conference starting Tuesday. So join us, follow us on social media and in the mainstream media. I'm sure NTV will be there covering the event. Well,
we'll definitely be turning on their world. Thank you so much, Mr. Ntagaare. The ICPAU Institute is behind all this, and at the end of the day, the theme of this second year's conference is focusing on public finance management systems, enhancing service delivery. That's where they're going to put the pin in terms of the discussions, in which he details some of those different elements and discussions that will be in the room within those days. On social media, you can get those details. Now, speaking of details, of course, for about 2 weeks now and going, you have corruption scandals and, pinches of corruption being felt by every Ugandan. The discussions of what started out as a parliamentary exhibition, and now it's trickling down to different elements. The other day in Bujiri, they had to put away some of its leaders because of corruption. And now we do have one of our ground reporters, Rashul Adidi.